I had distended abdomen, singeweza kupass mkojo. I had there is no urine which was coming out, the bleeding and whatsoever, and I was tied from the thigh to the toe, and of which that is the tradition. Even when passing urine, I have to lie on one side ndio niweze kutoa mkojo. Every time I see midwife's party, I feel that this ni mara ya tatu ndio ninakatwa kwa sababu nimekatwa nini. It is a phobia which has been living with me.
Life 360. Hello and welcome back to Life 360. My name is Robbie Omondi. Now, today we're speaking about FGM, which is female genital mutilation. Many communities in our country still practice FGM regardless of the effects that it has on women, young girls, and even translating back to men. Now, today I'm speaking to a very special guest of mine who will take us through her experience and how now she's using her experience to enlighten people in the community and to use this experience to teach people about the effects of FGM and how we can all come together and eradicate FGM from our societies. Karibu sana.
Okay, thank you so very much. My name is Rosalinda. I'm a nurse by profession, and I'm also an awardee from Head of State Accommodation, that is in fight of female genital mutilation in 22 hotspot county. Among the 22 hotspot county, which is Isiolo, is one of them. I've been awarded by my president. I've been also Beyond Zero coordinator in the field, whereby I was awarded by Margaret Kenyatta, the former wife of President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and a peacemaker and a peace ambassador, and awardee from country director. At the same time, county champion in gender-based violence, and I've been awarded by also an FGM board. I am a survivor of FGM, what I have forgotten to say, and being a survivor of FGM, I went through 2 cuts, not one, and the first cut was at age of 6 years, and the second cut is at age of 12 years. At age of 6 years, yes, my sister and I, we went through the kilidectomy, the type of the FGM, and in the second cut, mzazi yangu alikuwa ameona kwamba kuna kitu imebaki, kwa hivyo she really needed to repeat. That was at age of 12 years, ndio aweze kunikata tena.
Now,
it was a bad experience.
For someone maybe mwenye haelewi your first cut, what does it entail? Ni nini inafanyika, kama mtoto msichana anafanywa nini?
That's a very good question actually. FGM inakuanga na 4 type. The first type tunasema clitectomy, that is the first part of the clit ndio inakatwa. Na hiyo clit inakaa kama maua. So ikitolewa, it has 1000 nerves in it, and of which ikitolewa, the sensitivity of a woman's sexual harassment is also gone, and a woman can't have the sexual and intimacy with the husband the way she like it. So enjoyment is not there. And the second type of FGM is excision. And in this excision, it is just removal of the labia minora, clitoris and the prepuce. So inamaanisha kwamba ile flower ya kwanza inakatwa, ile tulikuwa tumesema it is a sexual harassment for a woman and it's beautiful, na kilimi ile ya ndani ndio tena inakatwa, and the prepuce, ile organs iko karibu na hapo zinakatwa. That type inaitwa infibulation, and of which in this infibulation is whereby either itakatwa the clitoris ama labia minora, ile nimekuwa kilimi ile ya ndani, ama inafungwa yote from the labia majora ya juu kabisa, ndio iweze hakuna hata mahali mwanaume anaweza pitia ndio aweze kufanya ngono na bibi yake. So that is the third type, and the fourth type is for cosmetic. Most of the time you can see the head of the clit is being put the earring. The earring which we have here, the rings are being put there, and then most of it there is piercing, catheterization, ile kuchomelewa huko ndani, so tattooing, making that part to appear something else. And this one is done like a sunnah in Islamic, or the first one, which is the clitectomy, is also a sunnah in a Muslim, of which people have now migrated from the second cut to the first cut. With me, I went through the that type of cuts, of which in that type of cut mimi nilikuwa nimepitia, kwa sababu wakati wali repeat wakisema kuna kitu imebaki, hawakuwa wameniachia kila kitu ile nimezimention hapo, organs which are inside my vaginal wall or in the vulva. And that is when I had distended abdomen, singeweza kupass mkojo. I had there is no urine which was coming out, the bleeding and whatsoever, and I was tied from the thigh to the toe, and of which that is the tradition. Even when passing urine, I have to lie on one side ndio niweze kutoa mkojo. It has really been a hectic time, and I was taken to the hospital, whereby a doctor by then, who is a CEO, called Njoroge, he decided to de-infibulate. First it was infibulation, the type of FGM. So I was de-infibulated, meaning that I was cut indoor for me to have the urine and the pass to come through. It was a really painful procedure. I had pain, I had bleeding, which was profuse. I had infection, which of course I stayed with that distended abdomen for some week. At home, ndio waweze kunipeleka kwa sababu waborana walikuwa wanaogopa hata askari washike hawa, because it wasn't the right procedure. For one, I felt that going through the FGM, when I was discharged from the hospital, wajamaa walikuwa wameniambia, the doctor who is there, the Njoroge, he said to my mother, I might not even get married, neither will I go to, hata siwezi nikaeza kusaa. But the good Lord, and by grace of God, I got married, and getting married, my firstborn to the lastborn, and of which I had 5 pregnancy. Nilikuwa pregnancy 5. In 5 pregnancy, I lost baby boy on operation bed, but all of them I went through operation. Nilikuwa nimekatwa tumbo ndio niweze kutolewa. With the last pregnancy, which is the boy whom I lost, the doctor said, this is now the right time, we need to close you, because atupeleki mtoto slaughter, hii inatosha. I got 4 girls and 1 boy, and the boy whom I lost on operation bed. I never wanted to stop because I felt I was young and still I can produce a child. But the effect that I went through is bilateral tube ligation was done on me. Now, the effect and the consequences of FGM that I went through is physical. The physical one, actually, I had pain, I had bleeding, I had shock, and you have been seeing there was permanent scarring, that is the permanent cuts which was on my body. There are 5 cuts of operation, 2 cuts of female genital mutilation, and the one of the infibulation, which is 8 in total. It was devastating. It's a bad one. And then actually I had also the side effect as the psychological trauma. Every time I see a mother passing, every time I see midwives party, I feel that this ni mara ya tatu ndo ninakatwa kwa sababu nimekatwa nini. It is a phobia which has been living with me. Ni ile uoga ninakuanga naye nikiona wa mama. I had some infection, and of which umesikia kwamba mkojona pass haikuwa inapita, ina go through, and that is why they defibulated me. So it was really bad experience. I also had some when I went through the cut, nilikuwa nimeambiwa wewe kama hata hunge tairiwa na utolewe hiyo kitu imemea, and of which there is nothing that imemea. You know, this is in their mind, because the clit doesn't grow, it is after 18 years, but they felt that it is in 12 years ndo lazima wanikate wanitoe. So kama unge nini hata ungepata bwana. So saisi naye mambo zimeharibika. So it was really traumatizing, because for me to get husband, every time I went to medicine school, and that is how I became a nurse, and it was really for me it is good, because being a nurse I am using KY jelly, and my husband lazima hakue anifumilie ndio akaweze kukaa na mimi, ndio aweze kufanya even the sex with me, because having going through the sex, everything is painful in intimacy. So those are the effects. I decided to write a ebook on my story. 2018 I got a delivery whereby a mother came with twin delivery, twin baby, and of the twin baby I was to cut the bilateral. Lazima nikate ikue pana ndio niweze kutoa de watoto wakiwa alive. And that much venye nilikuwa nimefanya, it gave me motisha ya kuanza organization yangu niachane na Beyond Zero, and that is Waso Hope CBO, an organization which has been there for the last five years. Me as Rosalinda, my 4 girls don't go through FGM. My firstborn is even here with me, and the lady who has been confessing that she has not been cut. She is studying in China. She's doing the School of Medicine. And the other 4 girls too, I feel that this child went to the Alliance School because she was not cut, she got A. And having got A, that makes me so proud, because in education, there was no dropout, there was no absenteeism, there was everything of her was smooth. And that is exactly what will happen with other girls. And in this way, I felt that I have been saved mine, I will also save the community. Through my organization, I have saved already 16 of them. In the activities that I've been doing with the Waso Hope community-based organization, the first activity that I did, and of which Loloju has given me the award, I really empowered 7,832. And with this 7,832, actually, let me tell you, it's a grace of God. Approaches that I felt it's very important is that men involvement. Men are the consumers of this body of ours, and when the flower is intact, that part of clitoris and the labia majora, labia minora, and the prepuce, kama yote iko intact, it's like a flower. It should be the most interesting time when you have intimacy even with that man. So men should be involved. Another thing, it's not in religion, neither in Christian or in Muslim, and therefore I felt that I have to put a strategy whereby all the religious leaders are going against it, and that is what they are doing in my community. I also think of a way of having a space, safe space for our girls, and of which the Siolo County is now working on it, and I'm so proud, at least as a county, they are working on it. They have listened to me, and that men involvement will be there, and survivors networking. Survivors are the key and the center of everything. And when the survivors are coming out with their story, the same way I'm doing, through the emotional well-being training, which has been given by Africa-led movement, Girl Generation. And this training is making you to be bold and to be happy to give out the story to help another person. And this has really made me to be so proud that I am working with anti-FGM board, ACAF, which are also here with me, and then Africa-led movement, which is Option, and AMREF, and of which they have even given me opportunity to present a conference in Mombasa and even Kigali, and in September we might be going to Paris, and that is what is happening. I'm so proud.
Now, why is it that still, even with these effects zenye wasichana wanapitia, bado we see the community still going on with FGM, even despite the stories that people tell, even when they are grown? Because if imagine when you're already older, and that is when you even experience more effects of this cut, but still communities wanaendelea. What is happening, and what can we do together to ensure that these practices stop?
Traditional cutters are there in the community, the circumcisers. And these traditional cutters are the guys who are having income from cutting girls, isn't it? So when they are cutting, it's a real business, And one thing for real, you can, wanaweza kata wasichana 10 today, and each and every girl, they are taking 3,000. So this is a business. When we are not, as an organization, we can't come out to give them some motivation or even something which can keep them going. Then, because this is the business which is more having money, and medicalization also, which they feel that it's not painful, that is why still it is going on. Something else which makes it to be on still. Information. Awareness is not yet into the mashinani. That is what I feel. Where I come from, people are in town right now, in this hotel, we are talking about FGM. Immediately we go from here, the directors have received the message. But do the directors have those time to give the feedback to the community? No. From this meeting, they'll go to another meeting. So if you will bring me on board, definitely as a survivor, I will feel it. I am the one who is at the center. So I will feel it, I will pass the message, because that is my work, I know. I've been motivated, I have saved others, and I will be continuing saving. But for this director who has just reported here, just so to hear about it, it's just part of allowance. And for this reason, I feel that it's not handing to.
So you're saying that more survivors need to be brought on board,
Exactly.
so that they can speak out what they feel and how their experience has been, so that this message can reach more people at the grassroots.
Yeah. The grassroots is the most important, whereby people don't know even how to wear pad. They don't know between the braid and the pad. You know, somebody hold it. Hata unakuuliza, hii ni mkate. It's so devastating. Where I've been working with Beyond Zero is really into the grassroots. And what I have felt there is what made me to leave the Beyond Zero, but rather go with my organization.
What do you mean that mtu akishika pad anauliza if a pad is bread? Does it mean we're speaking about FGM?
Exactly.
But also there's this other thing about having pads, access to sanitary towels.
Here comes a child who has been mutilated in peripherals, that is in the interior. And here is the girl who doesn't have not even the pant, leave alone the pad. She doesn't know how pad look like. Not even the washable one. She has never seen it. And it's not her fault. So every time we come around, because the vehicle of the truck of the Beyond Zero comes around, we give this pad, we explain, we come with the pant, and they just say, Indo mukate auntie, meaning that there are people, no message has ever reached them. And that is why even today, I urge them, not here, let's go to the peripherals and the grassroots. Yeah.
Now, in terms of now people, the stakeholders who are involved in terms of, passing this message.
Yes.
And now we're even now talking about, even investing in terms of financial investment,
Yes, exactly.
in doing these projects.
Yes.
How many people are on board in terms of understanding, making people understand from the grassroots going up? Because we don't want to start up, because already people who are up here don't understand how deep these problems and the challenges go. How can we ensure all stakeholders come together to tackle these issues?
Many thanks to ACAF also. Many thanks to AMREF, who are really going down also to the grassroots. Many thanks to Africa Lead Movement and Girl Centered, that is Girl Generation, which who they are giving us. They are in Isiolo now already. We are given 9 grants, 9 guarantees, and with these 9 guarantees, there is Anchor, there is Medium. Those people were given medium money, that is over 300 million, and then there are people who can be given from 11 million and above, and then there are people who are given 600 or 200, at least to know how to crawl from down. So these are the people who are holding our hands in the grassroots. Africa-led movement are doing great job, and that is where even we have learned how to write proposals, how to write concept notes, how to come up even and stand talking in front of you. Yeah.
All right. There's something you mentioned about now. You've mentioned about getting married eventually. I want to believe there are young women who underwent FGM, and that has led them not to even want to be in a relationship because of the experience they had. If you're okay or if you're comfortable with that, you can maybe tell us or tell someone who is watching who might need this information. How do they go about now actually wanting to have sexual intercourse and being in a relation comfortably with a man? Because I know it's a big challenge.
What I would have asked is everyone to attend therapy class, and that is emotional well-being training, which has been brought down by the Dr. Leila Hussein, who is a therapist in the UK, and she's ahead of Africa-led movement, Girl Generation. In Isiolo, what we do is all the girls we are meeting, from young, even the old one at 60, still have the pain. Still talks of those emotionally disturbed, meaning that she has never enjoyed a marriage. So we have decided to bring a therapy, mother-daughter forum, a mother talking to the to their girls, and they feel their girls have been suffering, others not even getting husband, and others not even having intimacy from the first day they have gone to the house, or others being divorced immediately after marriage because of the fistula, which is having a smell, and it is in several types. It has not been corrected. Now, message today, my people who are watching me, I would have wished at least let them speak out their agony out there in today, people who can help them out, because fistula can be corrected, and then divorce can be rectified. At least you can spend with your husband and a husband, whereby you can be having KY jelly in terms of medic like me. You can learn even from me. And then in other things, the pain, those things that somebody is called emotionally, he can cry out on somebody else's shoulder, and this also is a relief. That is what I feel. Yeah.
Now, lastly, how can these platforms, such interventions that we're talking about,
Yes.
other people are there, you dwell in Isiolo County.
Yeah.
How can other counties access you if they need this information? Because maybe not all counties, or we can't get heroes from every other place.
You are right.
There are those who fear to speak up and talk about their experiences,
Yes.
so that they can be helped. Considering you are a medic,
Yes.
not every case study
Yeah.
is a medic,
Yeah.
so they don't know how to go about this information.
You're right.
Are you open to working with people from other communities
Sure.
to understand the type of FGM that they go through,
Yeah.
and how interventions can be made?
Actually, today it is 3 counties which are here. When you hear people presenting, I'm called others, meaning that I can be anywhere. And from the question you have asked, am I ready even as a medic to help others? Then I am others, and I am always there for them. Yeah, that's what I feel. I am always ready to work anywhere, and that is how ACAF called me, and I was there. And I lost even my sister on Saturday. I buried her on Sunday, and I have to travel to make sure that I have reached this. And that is how my daughter, even after reaching from outside, she felt that she has to follow me up. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rosalinda. That's quite informative of you to share your experience, and I'm hoping that we can always, call you on board, and we can also speak more about these experiences and how we can help the community, to fight FGM. Thank you very much. I'll take your number. I'll definitely take your number, and I'll put it down here so that my viewers can reach you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
0725 879446. That is my always open number. And then there is 0746 67 1063. And that is another number.
We can see that a lot of FGM is also now being performed by healthcare workers. And we can see that that is a big challenge for us, because it's something that you don't know how to control. Because someone calls a healthcare worker into their home, you don't know whether they are coming to treat malaria or pneumonia, or they are coming to check on someone who is sick with diabetes or with pressure. This person might be coming to do FGM, but you cannot be able to ascertain that. So why are we saying that we need now to bring the survivors' voices into the conversation? Because the moment there is no market, like there is no child to be circumcised, there is no woman calling a healthcare worker to come and cut their child, then that means that that market will be gone. So they'll not be having anybody to come and cut. So we are bringing in the survivors, the women who have gone through FGM themselves, to say that they cannot continue cutting their own daughters, because themselves, they've gone through a lot of pain and a lot of suffering and trauma. And we are seeing a lot of survivors now coming out, survivors being able to bring their voices onto the table, and really women who have gone through FGM themselves saying they will not cut their own daughters. And the moment we have mothers who are FGM survivors themselves not cutting their own daughters, then we will have cut that link.
It's a very loaded question. Yes. Now, we've got data on the effect of female genital mutilation on men. Just leave who? Leave the women. On men. Now, the data that we have has got both physical complication and the psychosexual complications. And because of the physical complications, then the emotional, psychosexual complications arise. What are these? We know that some of the men who have got their partners who have undergone FGM and their partners have complicated. They have complicated from the FGM, i.e. they have complications. Like what? Like very tight scar tissue around the inlet of the birth canal. Or they have lived with this something we call keloids, which are swellings above the normal skin tissue around the inlet to the birth canal. Now, during intimacy, these men have been known to report to us injuries. And because of that, you find now, first of all, they have anxiety in themselves. They are emotionally disturbed. This is painful when they have those injuries. It's painful. What does that mean? Even now they begin to avoiding sexual relationships with their own partners.
Thank you very much for tuning in up to this end. I hope this information will be of importance to you and to the people around you so that we can spread the word and definitely help someone who is fighting to come out of these kind of challenges, and especially for those who have undergone FGM. How can you speak out so that the next lady or the next girl does not go through the same challenges that you went through? Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Robbie Omondi and this is Life 360. Until next time, bye-bye.
Life 360.